Good morning, class! I am Presi Alinet B. Marzan, but you can call me Teacher Presi, and I will be your teacher in Geography. So, how are you today? It's nice to hear that all is safe and fine. Now, before we proceed to our discussion for today, I want you to be reminded about our classroom rules. So first, raise your hand to speak. So if you have questions or if you have something to tell me, just raise your hands, okay? Second is to listen to others speak. So when someone is talking, you have to, very good, you have to listen. Third is to keep your desk clean at all times. So where should we put our trash? In the trash can. And lastly, show respect to others at all times. So are we clear about our classroom rules? So now, do you want to sing? Okay, so let's sing Welcome to the Philippines song.
Welcome to the Philippines, have a look around. I'm here to tell you how our Filipino history's found. On 1521 of March 16th, we were discovered by an explorer Portuguese. Welcome to the Philippines, take a look and see. Now here's some random facts for you to learn our history. From islands, places to our hero wins Bayani. And of course to our flag symbolizes so different things.
So now, let's have a recap about our previous discussion. So who can tell me about our previous discussion? Very good. Our previous discussion is about the landforms and waterforms in the Philippines. So what are the three major island groups here in the Philippines? That's right. The three major island groups here in the Philippines are Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. And how many islands are there in the Philippines? Exactly. So we have 7,107 islands here in the Philippines. So I guess you really understand our previous discussion and now ready to move to our next discussion. So now, do you want to play a game? Okay, this game is called Where Am I? So all you need to do is to find the words or name of places in the box. And there are 10 hidden words in the box, and I need you to get your paper and pencil and list down all the words that you will find. Is that clear? Okay, so you only have 3 minutes to find all the hidden words. Are you ready? Are you done? So who find all the 10 hidden words in the box? And what are those? Very good. The Philippines is subdivided into regions, and this will be our discussion for today. It is about the Philippine region. So in total, there are 16 regions and 1 autonomous regions here in the Philippines. But for today, I will only be discussing the region 1 to 8. So are you ready to learn? But I can't do it alone. I need help. So can you call a friend? Okay, so our friends are Dora the Explorer and her friend Boots. So are you familiar with them? So they are here today to help us to know some of the cultures and traditions of the places that we will visit. So do you want to become an explorer today? So grab a seat and fasten your seatbelt. Don't forget your pencil and paper because you will list down all the places that we will visit because we are explorers today. So like what I've said earlier, the Philippines is subdivided into regions. And the regions is comprised of provinces. So the first stop is the region 1 or the Ilocos region. So the Ilocandia or Ilocos region is comprised of the provinces of Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, and Pangasinan. It is one of the historic locations that was inhabited by the Spaniards during their beginnings of their colonization of the country and was active on economic activities. So like what I've said earlier, the region is subdivided or comprised of provinces. And the Ilocos region has 4 provinces: the La Union, Pangasinan, Ilocos Norte, and Ilocos Sur. And their capital, so the capital of La Union is San Fernando, the capital of Pangasinan is Lingayen, the capital of Ilocos Norte is Laoag City, and the capital of Ilocos Sur is the Vigan City. Ang Ilocos Region ay matatagpuan natin sa kaliwang itaas na bahagi ng mapa ng Pilipinas. Kilala ang Ilocos Region sa kanilang beaches, historical sites, nature attraction, and old towns dahil nga ito ay isa sa mga lugar na unang pinuntahan ng mga Espanyol nang tayo ay kanilang masakop. Kung kaya't karamihan sa mga famous cultures sa Ilocos Region ay naimpluwensyahan ng mga dayuhan. Now, Dora and Boots will guide us about the intangible and tangible cultures of the Ilocos region. But first, let us know what is tangible and intangible cultures. So, tangible cultures are the physical objects that can be seen or touched, or in Tagalog, nahahawakan. While yung intangible cultures, it is ideas or concept that cannot be touched, or in Tagalog, hindi nahahawakan. So first is the empanada. So are you familiar in empanada? Okay, so empanada is baked or fried pastry delicacy stuffed with pork, beef, or vegetables, wrapped or coated in bread with orange butter. It was a dish that was emulated around the Ilocos provinces through Spaniards during their stay in the vicinity. So the empanada introduced by the Spaniards to the Filipino. Ang empanada ay originated from Spain at dahil nga sinakop tayo ng mga Espanyol ay isa ito sa mga pagkain na nakuha natin sa kanila na kung saan ang ibig sabihin ng empanada ay wrapped or to wrap in bread. Is the pinakbet. So are you familiar in pinakbet? Very good. So pinakbet is a vegetable stew in fish paste mixture. Typically, pinakbet is incorporated with fish and shrimp as its proteins, sometimes pork. It has different type of cooking around the region. And we also have our own version of pinakbet here in Nueva Ecija. Next is the puto kalasiao. So, puto kalasiao is a bite-sized, sticky white or color-assorted rice cakes that was popularized in Calasiao, Pangasinan. So, puto kalasiao is popular in Calasiao, Pangasinan. So, it is like in this picture. Next, we have Longanisa Festival. So, one of the intangible cultures in Ilocos region is the Longanisa Festival. So, Longanisa Festival is celebrated every January 22, showcasing the Longanisa delicacy of Vigan and highlight of the celebration in the street dancing competition. So, Longanisa is one of the delicacy in Vigan City. Ito ang Longanisa Festival. So, hindi lang dahil sa pag-showcase ng Longanisa delicacy, pero sineselebrate din ang Longanisa Festival to honor the Saint Paul the Apostle sa pamamagitan ng street dancing, parades, and cooking competitions. Next is the Bangus Festival. So, Bangus Festival is celebrated from April 6 to May 4 of every year, highlighting the major product of the Gupan, Pangasinan, which is milkfish or bangus. naman ang Bangus Festival. So ginaganap naman ang Bangus Festival para ipagdiwang ang isa sa mga pangkabuhayan ng mga taga Pangasinan na kilala din bilang Bangus Capital of the Philippines. We have the Poway Church. Poway Church, or also known as San Agustin Church, it is a World Heritage Site constructed during the Spanish period, completed in 1710. It is a Roman Catholic church that has a Baroque architecture that was inaugurated by the Augustinian order. So, Poway Church built long time ago. And then, the last one is the Calle Crisologo. So, Calle Crisologo is a street that has a lot of Spanish structures in downtown Vigan. Most of the houses were owned by the Spanish and Filipino-Chinese traders during the colonization period. It was founded by Juan de Salcedo in 1572. So, those are intangible and tangible cultures of the region 1 or the Ilocos region. So let's move to the major industries of the Ilocos region. Industries of the region are most of agricultural based like crop production, mining, and manufacturing. Kaya nga po nang sabi ko kanina, ang Ilocos region ay isa sa mga pinuntahan ng mga Espanyol nang nagsimula sila sa pananakop dito sa Pilipinas. That's why most of their cultures are originated, built, or influenced by the Spaniards. Next up is the Region 2 or the Cagayan Valley region. So, Cagayan Valley region, as the name itself, the region lies between a valley and a mountain range, Sierra Madre Mountain Ranges. It also houses the longest river in Luzon Island, which is the Rio Grande de Cagayan. So, the Cagayan Valley region is composed of 5 provinces, namely Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, and Quirino. The capital of Batanes is Basco, the Cagayan is the Tuguegarao, Isabela is Ilagan, Nueva Vizcaya is Bayombong, and Quirino is the Cabarugis. So now, let's proceed to the tangible and intangible cultures of the Cagayan Valley region. First, we have the Pansit Batil Patong. So, Pansit Batil Patong is a dish originated in Cagayan province. The word Batil Patong or Patong means beat the egg. Unlike sa traditional na pansit dito sa atin, ang Pansit Batil Patong ay may egg at nilalagyan din ng toyo, suka at carabao meat. Next, we also have Pansit Kabagan in Cagayan Valley region. So, Pansit Kabagan dish comes from the municipality of Kabagan in province of Isabela. It is the combination of lechon karahay or crispy pork belly, egg noodles, quail eggs, beef stock, carrots, and other vegetables. Next, we have the intangible cultures in Cagayan Valley region. First is the Piat Sambali Festival. So, Piat Sambali Festival celebrated in Cagayan every last week of June. Sambali is a war dance of tribes that were later on united and converted to Christianity through the intersection of the Our Lady of Piat. Nagdiriwang naman po ang Piat Sambali Festival para i-honor ang Our Lady of Piat na sinasabing naging dahilan para ang magkaaway na clan ay maging isa at maging Christian. Next, we have the Ivatan Festival. So, Ivatan Festival is celebrated every June 19 to July 1st in Batanes. It is previously called as Payuhan Festival. It is feature practice of Batanes of voluntary working for others as one community. Ivatan Festival naman ay kilala din po bilang Payuhan Festival, na ang ibig sabihin nga po ng payuhan ay bayanihan. So based naman ito sa pagkakawang gawa o pagtulong ng mga tao sa isa't isa. And lastly is the Aquero Festival. So Aquero Festival celebrated in Quirino Province, wherein giving homage to the pilgrims of Our Lady of Lourdes. It is celebrated every February 11 to 13. So now that we know what are the tangible and intangible cultures in Cagayan Valley, let's move to their major industries. So agricultural crops centers the industries of Cagayan Valley powered by Magat Dam. The rice, corn, and tobacco were harvested in this region. Fishing is also prevalent in the coast of Cagayan, Isabela, and Batanes. Kaya nga po nang sabi ko kanina, ang Ilocos region ay isa sa mga pinuntahan ng mga Espanyol nang nagsimula sila sa pananakop dito sa Pilipinas. That's why most of their cultures are originated, built, or influenced by the Spaniards. Next stop is the Central Luzon region or the Region 3, where the Nueva Ecija is located. So Central Luzon region having an enormous land area due to its large plains. It is a rice-producing region of the country, dubbed as the rice granary of the Philippines. Several provinces of this region was already an agricultural province and military commandancia during Spanish period. So the Central Luzon region is composed of 7 provinces, namely Aurora, Bataan, Bulacan, Nueva Ecija, Pampanga, Tarlac, and Zambales. And their capital, the capital of Aurora is Baler, Bataan is Balanga, Bulacan is Malolos, Nueva Ecija is Palayan, Pampanga is San Fernando, Tarlac, and Zambales is Iba. Dahil nga sa lawak ng lupain ng Central Luzon ay kinilala ito bilang rice granary of the Philippines, na kung saan ay dito matatagpuan ang pinakamalaking produksyon ng rice sa Pilipinas. Aware ba kayo na tinatawag ang ating rehiyon na rice granary of the Philippines? Sino dito ang nakatira sa bukid? Di ba masarap manirahan sa bukid? Sino naman dito ang may magulang o kamag-anak na nagtatrabaho sa bukid? So ang mga yan ay ating idapat na ipagmalaki sa bawat isa. Let's move to the tangible and intangible cultures of the Region 3. First is the Barisoan Church. The Our Lady of Mount Carmel Parish completed in 1888. This stone church convent patio was designed by Miguel Magpayo, located in Malolos, Bulacan. Barisoan Church nga po ay isa din sa kinilala bilang World Heritage Sites dito sa Pilipinas with Baroque architectures kagaya ng sa Poway Church. Next we have the Camp Pangatian War Memorial Shrine. So it is located in Pangatian, Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija. It is one of the biggest prisoners of war concentration camp during World War II. Sabi nga dito, ang Camp Pangatian War Memorial Shrine naman ay dating kampo na kung saan dito pinatay ang mga Filipino-American na nahuli ng mga Japanese. At ngayon ay ginawa itong memorial shrine para i-honor ang mga Pilipino na nagbuwis ng buhay para sa bayan. Another tangible cultures here in Central Luzon region is the batotay. So batotay is a beef-based sausage Filipino delicacy. It is one of the longanisa variant that was compared with the Ilocos longanisa that is garlicky. Next, is the Obando Fertility Dance. So, it is celebrated every May 17 to 19. So, it is celebrated in Obando, Bulacan, paying homage to the Franciscan Saint Clare of Assisi. So, Roman Catholic devotees from all over the country dances their way to the accompaniment of traditional brass bands in order to find a lover or rewarded with an offspring. Ito ang Obando Fertility Dance, na kung saan ito ay ipinagdiriwang sa paniniwala na mabibigyan sila ng anak o lovers through ritual dancing and singing. Next is the Sabutan Festival. So, Sabutan Festival features palm trees and its economic importance to the town of San Luis in Aurora and includes traditional dance presentation, trade fairs, and exhibits. It is celebrated every last week of August. Ito naman ang Sabutan Festival, na kung saan ito ay pinagdiriwang upang magbigay pugay sa patron ng Baler Aurora na si San Luis Obispo. Next is the Arapio of Peñaranda. So, it is a traditional procession and dramatization of the findings of the Holy Cross by Santa Helena and her son, Emperor Constantine, where Christ is crucified. Ito naman ang Arapio Festival, na kung saan ito ay theater na mayroong mga gumaganap para ipakita ang paghahanap ni Santa Helena sa Holy Cross kasama ang kanyang anak na si Constantine. Next up is the Region 4A or the Calabarzon region. Calabarzon stands for Cavite, Laguna, Batangas, Rizal, and Quezon provinces. It is home for some of our notable heroes such as Emilio Aguinaldo, Miguel Malvar, and Jose Rizal. This region takes their pride in their Spanish-era infrastructures. So the Calabarzon region is composed of 5 provinces, namely Batangas, Cavite, Laguna, Quezon, and Rizal. And their capital, Batangas, is the Batangas City. Cavite, the capital is Imus. The capital of Laguna is Santa Cruz. The capital of Quezon is Lucena. And the capital of Rizal is Antipolo. So now, let's move to the intangible and tangible cultures of Region 4A. So first, we have Santa Cruzan. So Santa Cruzan or Flores de Mayo, which is celebrated every May in churches of Antipolo City. This coincides with the month-long pilgrimage to Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage. Next is the Pahiyas Festival. So Pahiyas Festival is one of the intangible cultures of the Region 4A. So it is a festival to honor the patron of Saint of Farmers, Saint Isidore of Labrador. It is celebrated in Lucban, Quezon Province. Naman ang halimbawa ng Pahiyas Festival, na kung saan ito ay sineselebrate para magbigay ng pasasalamat sa buong taon na masaganang ani. So nagmula ang pahiyas na word sa salitang payas na ang ibig sabihin ay decoration. Next is the Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage. So, Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage is a church or a parish. So, it is a Roman Catholic church in Antipolo, Rizal Province. It was founded in 1632 and it was administered by the Society of Jesus. And last but not the least, intangible cultures of the Region 4A is the Lambanog. So Lambanog is a traditional Filipino distilled farm liquor made from coconut or nipa palm sap. Ito naman ay isang uri ng tradisyonal na alak dito sa Pilipinas mula sa tuba or nipapansap. So bago pa man dumating ang mga mananakop ay mayroon ng lambanog ang mga katutubo na itinuturing nilang sagrado at inaalay nila sa kanilang bathala. Now that we know what are the tangible and intangible cultures of the Region 4A, let's know their major industry. So the region's industry focuses on semi-processed industrial raw materials and industrial components, automotive, electronics, and manufacturing. Then next up is the Region 4B or the Mimaropa region. So the region has pride with exotic island provinces with its flora and fauna. So flora and fauna means flowers and animals. It houses breathtaking natural beauty and its purity. So the Mimaropa region is composed of 5 provinces, namely Marinduque, Occidental Mindoro, Oriental Mindoro, Palawan, and Romblon. And its capital, the capital of Marinduque is Boac, the capital of Occidental Mindoro is San Jose, the capital of Oriental Mindoro is Calapan, Palawan is the Puerto Princesa, and the capital of Romblon is Romblon. So now, let's move to the intangible and tangible cultures of Region 4B, Mimaropa region. So first is the Moriones Festival. So Moriones Festival is one of the most popular events in the Philippines during the Holy Week. Ito naman ang Moriones Festival. So ang Moriones ay nagmula sa Spanish word na morion na ang ibig sabihin ay helmet. So ang Moriones ay isang ceremony na ipinapakita ang story ni Longinus. So si Longinus ay isang Roman soldier na bulag yung kaliwa niyang mata. And so bago ibaba si Jesus Christ, pumunta siya doon habang ibinababa si Jesus sa cross, and then pumatak or natalsikan yung isa niyang mata na bulag ng dugo ni Jesus Christ at mistulan or himalang gumaling ito. Next is the Kulambo Festival. They celebrate Kulambo Festival. So it happens every March 15 to 18. Celebrated by the town of El Nido that features parade and street dancing of townspeople wearing kulambo or mosquito nets. Ito naman ang Kulambo Festival. So nagsimula ang Kulambo Festival noong 1999 para turuan o mabigyan ng kaalaman ang mga tao dahil sa kumakalat na sakit na tinatawag na malaria sa kanilang lugar. So, ang malaria kasi ay nagmumula po sa mga mosquito. And yung kulambo, yung ginagamit para maprotektahan tayo mula sa mga mosquito o lamok. And last but not the least is the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park. So it is a World Heritage Site and it has a length of at least 32 kilometers with different rock limestone formation, large baths, and interconnection of river system. So now that we know what are the intangible and tangible cultures of Region 4B or Mimaropa region, let's move to their major industries. So agriculture is the major industry of the region. It's the Bicolandia or the Region 5. So the region is the gateway to the islands of Visayas and Mindanao. And it has been the international seas, hence a gateway to the Pacific. The region has an attractive destination for tourists, pristine beaches, old churches, and Mayon volcano. So in Bicol region, we have 6 provinces, namely Albay, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, Catanduanes, Masbate, and Sorsogon. Their capital, Legazpi City. Camarines Norte is Daet. The capital of Camarines Sur is Naga. The capital of Catanduanes is Virac, the capital of Masbate is Masbate, and the capital of Sorsogon is Sorsogon. Now let's move to the tangible and intangible cultures of the Region 5 or the Bicolandia region. First, we have the Feast of Our Lady of Peña Francia. So it is celebrated every third Saturday of September, a religious festival in honor of Our Lady of Peña Francia, the patroness of Bicol region. Next is the Cagsawa Ruins. So this is the Cagsawa Ruins. So it is a cultural and historical landmark in Albay. So the bell tower was remnant of the Franciscan-built church in 1724 and it is still tested by the time. Ito naman ang Cagsawa Ruins na ginawa bilang celebration sa Our Lady of Peña Francia about sa himalang paggaling ng isang paring Espanyol na si Miguel Robles. So it is originally built in town of Cagsawa and it is a church before pero sinunog ng mga pirata and then na-rebuild itong muli ngunit sumabog naman ang bulkang Mayon. Next is the Bicol Express. So have you tried Bicol Express? Okay, so Bicol Express is a spicy Filipino coconut stew consisting of bite-sized pork, coconut milk, shrimp, paste, aromatics, and chili. Dahil nga natural sa mga Bicolano ang pagkahilig sa mga maaanghang, ay naisipan ni Kali Kalaw na magluto ng isang Bicol Express sa isang cooking contest noong 60s at ito ay nakilala bilang Bicol Express. Next is the Pilgrimage of Jorwan. So it is also one of the intangible cultures of the Region 5, which is a paying homage to the miraculous image of Our Lady of Salvation, the patroness of Albay. So it is celebrated every third Saturday of August. Ang Pilgrimage of Jorwan ay isinaselebrate to honor their patroness, Our Lady of Salvation na pinaniniwalaang naghihimala. And then, we have Butanding Festival. So, it is a Thanksgiving festival for the blessings of Butanding or White Whale Shark. Give to the people of Donsol, a municipality in Sorsogon. It happens every 28 to 30. Ito naman ay sineselebrate sa pagkilala sa pagbabalik ng mga butanding sa karagatan ng Donsol. So sineselebrate ito sa pamamagitan ng prosesyon sa dagat, parada at sayawan, gaya ng nakikita nyo sa video. And then, now that we know what are the tangible and intangible cultures of the Region 5, let us know their major industries. So, biggest component of industry of the region comes from agriculture. It is known for pili nuts, coconut, abaca, banana, jackfruit, and coffee. Rice and corn industry is also alive for this region, and industries in commercial fishing, mining, handicrafts, jewelry, manufacturing are active here. Next stop, the Western Visayas or the Region 6. So the region is home to some beautiful churches and beaches in the world. So the Western Visayas is composed of 6 provinces, namely Aklan, Antique, Capiz, Guimaras, Iloilo, and Negros Occidental. And its capital, the capital of Aklan is Calibo, the capital of Antique is San Jose de Buena Vista, the capital of Capiz is Rojas, the capital of Guimaras is Jordan, the capital of Iloilo is Iloilo, and the capital of Negros Occidental is Bacolod. So now, let's move to the tangible and intangible cultures of the Region 6, the Western Visayas region. So first, we have Ati-Atihan Festival. So it commences every third weekend of January. Rhythmic street dancing to the beat of ambulant ethnic troubadours in honor and celebrate the feast of the Santo Niño in Aklan. So Ati-Atihan Festival is one of the oldest festival here in the Philippines. Next is the Bok Choy. So Bok Choy is a soup dish originated from the municipality of La Paz. It is composed of sliced pork and innards, shrimp paste, Maggi noodles, and pork soup stock. So Bok Choy is from the municipality of La Paz. That's why we have La Paz Bok Choy. Next is the chicken inasal. So it is a variant of chicken lechon originated in the city of Bacolod. So it is marinated in a mixture of calamansi, pepper, coconut vinegar, and annatto basted with the marinated skewered on bamboo sticks. So have you tried chicken inasal? Next is the Dinagyang Festival. So it is celebrated every fourth week of January, which is a colorful cavalcade in honor of the Santo Niño. So ito po ang halimbawa ng Dinagyang Festival. Ito naman ay ang Ati-Atihan version ng Iloilo City. It is to honor the Santo Niño at magbigay din ng respeto sa kasanduan ng Malay settlers and Ati people. And then we have Mascara Festival. So it commences every third week of October. It is a festival of smiles, celebration of positive outlook and cultures to the people of Negros Occidental. Naman po ang Mascara Festival. So alam niyo po ba na ang Mascara Festival ay sineselebrate para bumalik yung sigla at ngiti ng mga tao doon sa kanilang lugar. So, nagkaroon kasi ng crisis sa kanila tungkol sa kanilang pangkabuhayan sa pagbebenta ng sugar dahil nga bumaba yung presyo nito. Kung kaya't naisipan nila ang Mascara Festival para bumalik yung sigla at ngiti ng mga tao doon. Again, what is the Festival of Smile? That's right, the Mascara Festival. Next is the Miag-Ao Fortress Church. So it is located in the municipality of Miag-Ao in Iloilo. It is also known as Santo Tomas de Villanueva Parish, founded in 1731. It was tested by time. It was constructed as a fortress church to avoid and protect the people from the attacks of the pirates in the vicinity. It came also to protect the people during several revolutions and wars happened in Iloilo. Next is the Boracay Island. So have you been to Boracay? Okay, so Boracay Island having with pristine white beaches, enjoying idyllic ocean view and has bunch of evening hangout location. In 2018, the Philippine government rehabilitated the deteriorating status of the island and its water to preserve its elegance and being famous around the world. So, Boracay Island is one of the tourist spots here in the Philippines. So now that we know what are the tangible and intangible cultures in Region 6, let us know their major industries. So Region's industries focuses on agriculture products, fishing, and mining. Our next stop is the Central Visayas or the Region 7. So this region lies at the center of the Philippines, between Luzon and Mindanao. It is bounded on the north by the Visayan Sea, Camotes Sea on the east, south by the Mindanao Sea, and on eastern or western part Negros Occidental. So the Central Visayas is composed of 4 provinces, namely Negros Occidental, Bohol, Cebu, and Siquijor. And their capital, so the capital of Negros Occidental is Dumaguete, Bohol is Tagbilaran, Cebu, and then the capital of Siquijor is Siquijor. So now let's move to the tangible and intangible cultures of Region 7, Central Visayas. So first we have Baclayon Church. So it is La Purísima Concepción de la Virgen Maria Parish, one of the oldest church in Asia, built in 1596. With its majestic facade leads to an astonishing interior which includes gold-plated altar and an assortment of centuries-old religious images and artifacts. It is located on the municipality of Baclayon in Bohol, so Baclayon Church is considered as one of the oldest church in Asia. Next is the Chocolate Hills. So it is conical karst hills with ranging numbers of 1,260 to 1,776 on a 50 square kilometer area. It got its name from strange yet unique formation and rich vegetation that turns into chocolate brown during dry season. It can be found on the municipality of Carmen in Bohol. Next is the Magellan's Cross. So it is a wooden cross that was planted by the Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan. So did you know Ferdinand Magellan? That's right. So Ferdinand Magellan first discovered the Philippines, and his expedition when they went to Cebu to have a stronger bond with Raja Humabon and convert them to Christianity. Then we have lechon. So it is a staple for any Filipino gatherings. The word translates into a roasted pig which has onion, garlic, lemongrass, bay leaf, salt and pepper, and roast it for at least 4 hours into an open fire. It is a delicacy of the Cebuano faithful and has a market eatery in Carcar City, Cebu that offers a cheap price of lechon. So, have you tried lechon? So, in Carcar City, Cebu offers the cheap price of lechon. So, do you want to try lechon? It is the ngoyong. So, it is also known as ngoyong. It is a Filipino appetizer consisting of julienne or cubed vegetable with ground meat and shrimp seasoned with 5 spice powder in a thin egg crepe that is deep fried. It is an adaptation of Hokkien dish named ngoyang. So we also have our own version of ngoyong here in Nueva Ecija called lumpiang Shanghai. Next we have budbud kabog. So the word itself is a Cebuano term that means suman. A Filipino native cake, it is a steamed rice cake that was used by a kabog meal. That's why it is called budbud kabog. And then we have Sinulog Festival. So it is celebrated every 3rd Sunday of January. One of the most popular festivals in the Philippines in honor of Señor Santo Niño, who is the patron saint of the province. So last but not the least, in the tangible and intangible cultures of Region 7 is the Suroy sa Musikero. It is celebrated where the Lobok Town musician in Bohol play music such as Kuradang and Dalaga sa Baybayon to the host of the assigned areas and enjoy the food served for them. So now that we know what are some of the tangible and intangible cultures Here in Region 7, let us know their major industry. So Western Visayas capitalizes on agriculture, fishery, shipping, and tourism as their threshold for their industries. Our next stop is the Eastern Visayas or the Region 8. This region lies on the eastern border of the country. That is why it is called Eastern Visayas region. It consists of Samar and Leyte, and it is connected through San Juanico Bridge. So San Juanico Bridge is one of the longest river in Visayas. Eastern Samar is composed of 6 provinces, namely Biliran, Eastern Samar, Leyte, Northern Samar, Samar, and Southern Leyte. And its capital, so the capital of Biliran is Naval, the Eastern Samar is Bongoran, the Leyte is Tacloban, Northern Samar, Catarman, the capital of Samar is Catbalogan, and the capital of Southern Leyte is Maasin. So now let's move to the tangible and intangible cultures of Region 8. First is Binagol. So it is a Filipino sweet steamed delicacy of the Waray people made from mashed giant taro corns, condensed milk, sugar, coconut milk, and egg yolks. Next is the Baduya nga Pasayan. So it is a shrimp fritters in English and maruyang hipon in Tagalog. So it is a counterpart of Japanese tempura. Fresh shrimps, chopped green onions, salt, and pepper mixed with a butter of flour, water, and baking powder are fried in plums that turns into these delicious crispy fritters. And we have Mayo Mayo Festival. So Mayo Mayo Festival is one of the intangible cultures in Region 8. So it is a Thanksgiving celebrations that depicts the ancient ritual during the pre-Spanish time of the rice production hub of the province. It happens every 10th of May. Now that we know some of the tangible and intangible cultures of Region 8, Eastern Visayas, let's move to their major industries. So dominant industry revenue are manufacturing and wholesale and retail trade and services. Mining, farming, fishing, and tourism contribute to the economy of the region. So always remember, every region has its unique characteristic based on their cultures and tradition. It doesn't differ one region to another. It is a symbol that every one of us are capable to showcase what we really want and preserve our community identity. So do you have questions? Clarifications? If not, I have some questions for you. So first, how many regions are there in the Philippines? That's right, we have 16 regions and 1 autonomous region. Second is, what is tangible culture? Very good. It is a physical objects that can be seen or touched. Third, can you give an example of tangible cultures? Very good. Some of examples are bok choy, lechon. That is an example of tangible culture. And then, what is intangible culture? That's right, it is an ideas or concept that cannot be touched. And lastly, what is the importance of culture? Oh no! Swiper gets the map of the Philippines. Dora and Boots are now ready to explore the regions of the Philippines and complete the puzzle. So do you want to help Dora and Boots to get the map of the Philippines to Swiper the box? So I will group you into two groups. So one group helps Boots and then the second group helps Dora. So all you need to do is to complete the puzzle. Is that clear? After you complete the puzzle, we can now get the map to Swiper the fox. Great job, kids! So we get the map from Swiper the fox. So now I think you're ready for a short quiz. So get your pencil and paper and then we will have a short quiz. You only have 10 minutes to answer your paper. And after that, you will pass your paper here in front. Is that clear? Okay, are you done, class? So let's check. So who got the perfect score? Very good, class. So please pass your paper here in front. So I guess you really understand our lesson for today. So for our assignment, the direction, choose one region and write your insights and thoughts on what you've learned in our discussion, especially the tangible and intangible cultures of your chosen region. So just write it on your assignment notebook. So do you have question, class? Clarifications? So have you learned something today? If that's so, that's all for today, class. Goodbye, class.